he almost had Cuban spies after him. What the fuck is this? Let's see what's going on here.
Alright, depending when this comes out, or if it does, we are currently being tailed by Cuban intelligence here in Havana, Cuba. I came here, I've been wanting to make a video for so long about life in communism and showing people what communism is like in a place like Cuba, for instance.
Honestly, bro, like, you really gotta lock in. Like, I wouldn't do that if I was him. It's just too dangerous. Like, we need guys like Nick Shirley.
Came here to make this video.
Yeah.
When people think about communism, they typically just think about how communism is supposed to make everything equal, whether it be the amount of money someone makes, or how food's distributed, and how the markets are then controlled by the government.
And everything is
However,
perfect.
something that people do not think about, including myself, is how in communism they do not have freedom of speech. They don't have freedom of press, and therefore they want to make sure everything that is posted or out in the world about their country is filtered or censored. So here in Cuba,
I'm gonna be real, like, if I ever went to one of these countries, I would not even say this while I was in the country. I would not even, because I would not know, like, do they have the room bugged or something like that? Like, I would be like,
as soon as I arrived into Cuba, I did everything that you need to do to come into Cuba as far as the documentations that it takes to come into Cuba. Right now, there's a big problem taking place here in Cuba. The largest humanitarian crisis they've had in maybe 50 years. And there's no oil or gas due to the blockade after Trump and the United States took over and captured Maduro. So Venezuela is no longer supporting Cuba with any oil or gas.
Oh, man.
And that also affects everything that they have.
Isn't it crazy that they just kind of got Maduro and everything just got better? Like, the new person, they're working with them, it's fine. The political prisoners are getting let out. There's a embassy that's coming back over there. Like, everything just basically, you literally just got rid of one guy and like, well, oh, you can't just, well, actually.
Essentially, between whether it be the food or from it being the light.
Crazy.
And the power shortages here.
Does it get better for the people, though, and how? Yeah, it obviously got better for the people. They're not being oppressed under the same dictatorship. And on top of that, the political prisoners that were being held by Venezuela, many of them were released. So yes, actually, it did get better for the people. Now, are there still problems there? Obviously. But for you to act like there wasn't a dramatic improvement is just being dishonest.
Alone. Here in Cuba, you hardly see any cars driving around because nobody can afford gas. For 1 liter of gas, it's $10. Okay, so where am I getting? Where am I getting from here? So I go out.
Oh my God!
At the airport, they seize all of my cameras. They seize both my GoPros, my Meta glasses. These are not my Meta glasses. All my microphones. However, the only thing they don't take is my iPhone camera. That's what I'm filming this on right now. They don't take my iPhone camera, and somehow they didn't get this microphone that was
they might not know what it is.
The very, very bottom of my backpack. So we get out and we go start to make the video, asking Cubans about life in communism, showing what's going on with the blockade, showing
4 liters to a gallon.
kind of the downfall of Cuba. One sec, I'm working on getting this out. Right now, we're currently planning our escape route out of Cuba right now. So I had to respond to take a message to get out of here somehow. So we go out into the streets and we start filming this video. We're showing people what life is like in Cuba right now, how there's hardly any cars out in the streets. The buildings are like crumbling.
What a shithole. Holy fuck. Wow. Jesus. They got holes in the wall.
Actually, all the university is destroyed. The University of Cuba. There's hardly any food out for the people, and just the mass poverty that's taking place, and asking people about things such as communism, what life is like in Cuba. Well, when we're doing one interview near a hospital where there's a huge line outside the hospital, because here the hospitals aren't even working, essentially. The lines are taking forever, and with their hospital and the government controlling the hospital, that also affects the power. So right now you currently have surgeons doing operations with flashlights.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
Because there's no power inside of the hotel.
So the activists got a pass from Cuban administration and not Nick? That's not fair. Of course they did, because the activists were trying to portray Cuba as being a victim of the United States, and Nick is trying to portray the Cuban people as being victims of the Cuban government. Duh. They're running PR. The activists are running PR for Cuba. That's the reason why. Surprise!
In the hospitals. Right now I'm in the only hotel in Havana that has 24/7 electricity, 24/7, because this is the only one that has that access. That's one of the reasons why I booked this hotel, was because their website was the only one that was operating 24/7. All the other ones weren't, so that's why I was able to get this hotel.
Going international is a risk.
Anyways, we're filming this video, and when we're next to the hospital, we see undercover cop roll up on us, and my security guards that are with me, they detected him, and then all of a sudden there's another one. So we hopped back in another taxi, we left the scene, and we thought we were good. They didn't tell us, and we left. But since we left the airport, we had been getting tailed, or the word had gotten out that there was a journalist inside of Cuba. There's only 2 flights that come in here every single day.
Two flights a day?
It wasn't hard to spot out who the journalist was.
Oh,
and that's what my tourist visa said. That's what my visa said. It said for journalistic activities.
Yeah.
So you can come here. There's 12 categories in which you can come, and journalist activities is one of those. So therefore, that is why I came. And right now, it is currently 9:30, and we have Cuban intelligence down in the lobby of the hotel right now, working to essentially try to round us up and potentially imprison us or make it so we cannot leave Cuba. So right now.
What the fuck? What the fuck? God damn!
Now we're coming with a game plan to escape Cuba.
Uh-huh.
Our original flight is to leave on Saturday. Right now it's Thursday. So we're going to be leaving tomorrow morning.
Yes,
if we can make it to the airport.
Yeah.
We're about a mile and a half away from the U.S. Embassy right now, which could be our possible way out of this situation by going.
He's got pictures after this video also. He has a picture of a 2-star general waiting for him in the lobby. What?
Embassy. However, that does not stop Cubans from stopping us before we get to the embassy. It's about a mile and a half away, so we have to make it to the embassy.
Shit.
And right now,
he's got to go a mile. Oh man, that's a long time.
There's 3 essentially Cuban spies down at the bottom of our hotel right now, and we have to figure out how we're going to escape. We're trying to get a hold of the embassy right now and see if we can stay there overnight, and then buy our airplane ticket last minute, so that doesn't pull off any red flags to the Cuban government before we arrive to the airport. This is not.
This is ridiculous. Oh my God. Really? Like, yeah, this is like a movie or something like that. What the fuck?
A joke. When we talk about communism and we talk about the effects of communism, something that you often don't look at is the freedom of speech or the freedom of press, to just simply be able to give your opinion out in the public and have it be then posted by a journalist. That's all I was doing today, was asking people about the current situation.
Yeah, that's the reason why they were mad. They don't want people knowing about that.
asked a few people about communism, and that's when it really got bad. It was when this evening I left the hotel.
In Cuba, I can confirm everything. The G2 always goes after political prisoners. There's more than 1,200 political prisoners at the moment. I'm surprised it's so few.
Around 5 before sunset to go out, and the idea was we were going to go walk the streets of Cuba at night and show all the power shortage and how the lights get cut out and people don't have electricity at night. So we had planned to walk around the streets after the sun went down, and so I was conducting some interviews before the sun went down, and I asked a man about communism, and that's when we realized that the Cuban intelligence was at the hotel, because as soon as we walked out and I interviewed this man, he had a lady come up when I started talking about communism, and she started recording on the back. And we confronted her and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm not taking a photo." She said she's on a phone call, but her phone was open to the photo.
Fuck?
And so one of my security guards stayed with me. The other went and followed her from behind, and he tracked her down, and she ended up noticing him as well. And she went to a Cuban, another Cuban intelligence spy, and then they came to the hotel lobby. And before that, when we were eating lunch today, after we had gotten through customs at the airport, after they had seized all my stuff, my GoPros and my meta glasses and all my microphones, another man was at the hotel, and he was all by himself. And then
is that him?
This evening he was with the two Cuban spies in the lobby. So right now we are trying to plan our escape route. We have a few options. The main one is to leave here and then go play taxi tag, as far as hopping in another taxi to make sure we aren't getting trailed by them, and then make our way to the embassy, and then from the embassy buy our flight around 7 a.m., make it to the airport at 8 a.m., hop on our flight 8:30, and then be out of Cuba. The other options are we stay here in our hotel and hope they don't come and round us up in the middle of the night. The only problem is tomorrow is May 1st, and that is essentially their 4th of July here. We're just outside of the hotel we're staying at right now. They are going to have a huge march for communism, for the current president.
Oh, wow. So everybody likes the current government. How convenient. How could anybody have predicted this?
And that's
crazy.
Their July 4th parade, essentially. That is going to be taking place right outside our hotel. Had no idea that was happening beforehand, and until we got to the hotel and they said that happens every single year. It's their biggest march. They do each and every single year, and it is for communism. You cannot speak out against communism when you live inside a communist country. Last time that happened in 2021 here in Cuba, lots of people were arrested, and it was not good. And the other times that happened were, I believe, like the 1960s.
Surely that's a great indicator that it's a good idea, right, guys?
So communism does not allow the truth to be told. In fact, it just censors what people can do. And right now they are literally trying to kidnap and detain me and my two security guards that are here with me right now from leaving Cuba. And we're trying to do everything we can to somehow do something with this footage. And so if this video does make it out into the world, I have either been kidnapped or I am safe. If it's after May 1st, I am not kidnapped. But if the video is
oh my god.
Alright, I'm not gonna get kidnapped, so I'm not gonna say that. So I'm going to post this video though to show you guys the risk that we're in right now. And we are going to make it out of Cuba. If there's a will, there's a way. But this is currently what we are planning right now and going through, because we legit have Cuban spies at the bottom of our hotel room. We're on the 8th floor right now. They're in the lobby right now. Security guard just went down to see what was going on, and they're all down there in the lobby.
I wouldn't have made this video.
There's a few singers down at the restaurant right now, so we're thinking to go down, blend in, and then sneak our way out for the night and make our way to the embassy.
Man.
This is probably the most dangerous situation I've ever been into.
So far.
This is probably the most dangerous situation I've ever been in. especially when you have no power here, essentially, because the United States and Cuba, they do not like each other. There's been an embargo since the 1960s here.
I assume he is home by now.
The United States has not allowed other businesses to do work with Cuba, and it's also and then right now you have Trump even saying that he might have the pleasure of taking Cuba. And Marco Rubio, obviously, he has even said openly that he doesn't think a regime change would be bad, which it wouldn't. Look what's happening right now because of communism.
Yep.
They literally have spies downstairs right now trying to round us up before we make it onto.
Somebody says personal security guards versus a country's military or town's police a bad idea. Do you think he's James Bond? He didn't have the personal security to stop the military. He had the personal security to stop other bad actors during his time in Cuba.
We're able to publish these videos. Obviously. So if I make it out, this video gets seen. If it doesn't, I'm most likely in a prison cell, which I really hope is not the case. Third option is we somehow get to the embassy and we get a private jet and we make our way out. Other option is to steal a boat and take it all the way to the Coast Guard and then surrender to the U.S. Coast Guard to make our way into the United States. So those are pretty much our options right now. We have somebody outside on the street in a blacked out vehicle eyeing us from our hotel room. And now we are trying to figure out what to do.
They're just sitting there.
That is the current situation. I'm currently potentially about to be kidnapped here in Cuba. I hope that is not the case, but I think you guys should know exactly what is happening and the risk we are taking here in Cuba to try and show people the truth about the realities of communism and what's happening here in Cuba. All right, we'll see what happens. They're asking why we're trying to leave the hotel early.
Don't run, they're here? What the fuck? Oh my God. Somebody said they had a short of this here. Let me link the video, bro. Like he is on one. Like what the fuck, man? So, okay, there you go. Please be safe. Yeah, that's it. Does he have updates? Yeah, there's updates for it. And this isn't new information. He's trying to frame it as a new revolution or resolution. Well, yeah, and I think the reason why is because people are trying to frame it as it's not. That's the reason why. So is this it?
Long story short, we had Cuban intelligence following us all around in our one day here in Cuba.
One day.
Now we have made it out. We're heading to the airport right now. If this video gets posted, it means that we made it back to the United States.
Holy shit.
This has been the most crazy 24 hours of my life. This was the only taxi we could find when we tried to escape the hotel this morning. We had Cuban officials come down and we had to get interviewed. Escaped the hotel.
Holy shit.
Long story short.
That is insane, man. And as massive balls to do this, yeah, I'd be fucking terrified to do this shit. I would. Let me see if I can find, so where is it here? Nick Shirley. So did he make any more comments about this at all? Like, I don't know if he did or not. So full video and documentary coming out in the next few days. Follow to not miss. Holy fuck, man. And is there some more of this? Nick Shirley is faking his Cuba censorship. I brought 2 GoPros, Meta glasses. I guess guests may bring digital cameras, small video cameras, and smartphones into. I followed everything you just posted. Isn't it crazy how these people are trying so hard to justify this regime? Like, at what point is it not obvious that these people just hate the West? That's it. It's unbelievable. Like, yeah, deport these people? I know, it's just crazy. And let me go. And this is another person attacking him for doing this. I don't know if there's any more examples of it. But, yeah, there apparently was one other image that he posted. Somebody said he was next to a general or something like that. And then, so Nick Shirley posted this as a response. So obviously Hassan had to find a way to delegitimize this as well. I obviously don't believe this even a little bit, but it's ominous. This medically stupid dickhead is going to Cuba to manufacture propaganda for what I would assume be a U.S. intervention. Well, I wonder what the propaganda is. The stuff where you went to Cuba and there was nothing that happened to you because you were positive about everything. Like, you didn't have any of this happen. He did. So I wonder who's actually manufacturing propaganda. Yeah, it's a big fucking mystery here. And then tell that to the 2-star general who waited all night for me to come out of my hotel room to interrogate me. You wouldn't believe the truth. It was in front of you anyway. Well, again, these people are they're just morons, man. They are. Hassan streaks over to exaggerated zone entertainment. Has nothing to say about this. Well, I just hope that people can realize that all of this advocacy and everything that they do for, you know, against American imperialism or against any bad action that America takes, they will do the exact same thing to defend that same bad action when it's their pet favorite communist dictatorship doing it. So there is no actual value system here. There is nothing other than these people trying to play race, ethnic, and religious politics to overrun the West with other people that think like them so they can ruin the country. That's literally it. That's all they're trying to do. And as soon as you realize that, everything else makes perfect sense. It does. While living in the United States. That's exactly what it is. And honestly, it's embarrassing that Hassan would do this. It is. But it's also not a surprise. It's pathetic try to be edgy and hip by liking communism. Do you think Hassan actually believes this stuff? No, I think that he knows that it's bullshit. I mean, everybody knows it's bullshit. You know, like, it's obvious bullshit. But, like, yeah, just take a look at all these accounts that are attacking Nick Shirley for going over there to expose and make communism look bad. That's it. The truth will always prevail. It is. And I'm glad to see it. And a rich person being anti-American, living in America is pathetic. Well, I mean, like, they have to be like that, or they wouldn't think like that. But yeah, this is just so fucking embarrassing. And I think that now, like, more people are starting to realize that this entire left-wing movement is just a communist, anti-America, anti-West, anti-Christian, anti-white movement. That's literally it. And I think it should be called out for what it is. These aren't people who want free health care. These aren't people who want free child care. These are people who want to oppress you with the military, take away your freedom of speech, change your country, demographically replace you, and then replace your rules with their own rules for their own religion and their own culture. That's really what they're trying to do. And it's obvious that they're doing that. And I'm glad that I'm glad that things like this happen, because these people are they're not subtle about it at all. They're totally not subtle about it. They want free healthcare for illegals. Yeah, they don't care about any of these issues. They don't care about trans people, gay people, like video game stuff, anything else. This is their prime directive, and everything that they do works under that directive. And that's why I think that it's important to acknowledge that, so you can recognize how to behave and how to treat them, right? Rather than trying to, you know, again, makes the false analysis that, oh, well, these are people that are like us. It's just that they're slightly different. They are not. They're not like us. Not at all. And I'm glad people are realizing it. Very, very glad. You see Marco speaking Spanish? I did see that. I did. Not like us, exactly. The JFK communist sons from the 60s? Well, I would be a lot more broad than that, but yes. And so, yeah, I mean, clearly that's what's happening.